right now we've generated like 123,000 in 6 months, but this will easily turn into like 500K plus. The cold email leads are actually super high intent, which was surprising to me. So show rate on the deals you guys send is really high. What I really like about your guys' service is it's pretty much end to end. Like I don't have to do much at all. It's been pretty hands off, which is great. Communication is nice. And then anytime I have an issue, you're pretty good at handling it. So overall, the experience has been pretty much a 10 out of 10. The return is definitely there. If you have a high ticket service that's in demand and people actually want to use, having Andrew run the cold outbound system is definitely worth it.
Thanks, Danny, for taking the time to meet with me. Go through quickly your experience working with Otto and some of the results we've driven. But I guess just to level set the audience, can you quickly run through your business and what you guys are doing at Ride the Wave?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Andrew. Ride the Wave is a organic Facebook marketing company for home service businesses. Super specialized. We do groups, organic posting, all that stuff. We've grown to about 250 active clients in just under 3 years.
Nice. That's super solid growth. Cool. We'll just dive straight into some of the results that we've had, and I know that's what everybody wants to hear. We've been working together for about 6 months now. Looking at the total meetings, we are right around 160 meetings through those 6 months, so it's about 25 a month. A little bit higher if you exclude kind of that ramp up period that we go through. And then we were just talking about a month ago, and you had mentioned you had some stats around revenue, which obviously that's what everybody cares about. Cash is king. So do you kind of want to walk through on your side what the ROI has looked like through cold email?
Yeah, let's do it. So yeah, I think you said 160 meetings, 22 of them turned into actual closed deals. Show rate's really good on these leads. So my sales team has provided me feedback that the cold email leads are actually super high intent, which was surprising to me. When I originally had started this, I didn't think that people would be super interested from a cold email. AM, who's on your team, Andrew, does a really good job of responding really quickly, getting people to show up, that sort of thing. So show rate on the deals you guys send is really high. 22 awesome. Have actually turned into closed deals. We're a recurring revenue service. So right now we've generated like 123,000 in 6 months, but this will easily turn into like probably 500K plus. The return is definitely there. I mean, if you have a high ticket service that's in demand and people actually want to use, having Andrew run the cold outbound system is definitely worth it.
Yeah, no, that's huge. It's good to see you're about, I think, 2K a month retainer, 6K a month build up front. So it's good to see, what is that? 100, it's called 120 over, call it 20 in spend. So a 6X ROI on the numbers so far. And then, if all goes to plan, right, it obviously continues to grow with that. So that's really good to see. Good to hear on the intent side, and that these leads are, I also see a good show rate, and I tend to tell my prospects expect a much higher show rate than if you're comparing us to like Facebook ads, for example. That was one of my questions, was to see like kind of what does that quality look like. You mentioned before we started working together, it sounded like you were running cold email, or you had ran it in the past and you had seen some levels of success. What was your experience like with cold email before working with us?
Cold me, like I tried running it myself. I don't think I'd ever tried an agency before that. I had some success with cold email, but it was just like way more work than I had anticipated.
Yeah.
And I definitely wasn't an expert at it. I wasn't responding to the emails quick enough. It would take me a while to build a good list, come up with the copy. It was an intensive project, and I didn't have somebody to rely on myself. I ended up hiring like a VA to sort of do it for me.
Yeah.
In all aspects, it just wasn't working like it was when I was doing it myself. So I eventually switched over to trying you guys. And what I really like about your guys' service is it's pretty much end to end. Like I don't have to do much at all. I mean, I have a BDR calling the leads, but other than
super
that,
helpful.
It's been pretty hands off, which is great.
Yeah, no, that's solid. I think you're hitting on a super important. You named a couple parts of the process there that like really trip people up when they try to DIY it. which is like a lot of these things are super time intensive, right? So you have to go and build that list. You can have a VA do it, but there's so many intricate parts of it, responding to the leads in time. And so really the way we've kind of built the service, and you interact with Andrew M, you interact with me, you interact with AM. They all have separate roles, right? Strategy, inbox management, and then one you interact with much less is another member on the team, Shoab, who's actually then going and building those lists, just like super good at using Clay. He's on top of all these AI tools. And so we've really built it to kind of like split out all those different roles, because people think it should be super easy, right? You just throw leads in and leads come out. But there's kind of a lot behind the scenes that we kind of split out in that regard. What does the time commitment look like from you and the team each week on the channel?
From me, very little. I look at the reports every week. I do have a BDR assigned to the channel to try to hit the leads that you guys send within like an hour. Mm-hmm. So there is somebody working that channel, but it's not like he's doing anything other than monitoring and then calling. Because AM does a good job of, setting them if they're settable, but sometimes, we get interested responses and you don't want to let those slip through the cracks. So we do have somebody just on the channel trying to, hit the leads as quick as possible. So I'd say probably like 2-3 hours a week, maybe.
Solid. Cool. It's not bad at all. I know we hit on lead quality as well. I'm glad to hear that they are quality. I think you said 22 close. So what's that out of 160? That's 14%, assuming 100% show rate, which obviously isn't the case. And so your close rate on that is probably closer to 20%. Does that sound about accurate?
Yeah. So we usually measure our close rate on like quality showed appointments. So
okay, so it's probably even higher.
So 14% is really good, considering I think our average is like 10. So it's almost 50% better.
That's awesome. Last two questions. How would you describe your experience working with us at Otto? And then I'll kind of lump this one in. If someone was on the fence working with us, what would you tell them?
I would say the experience is very good. I haven't worked, I've worked with a bunch of agencies, but I really I personally work in Slack, so it's nice having you guys in Slack. So the communication is nice. AM's really good to talk to, or AM's really quick. I haven't talked to Shoab, but the leads are the businesses we want to be talking to. So he's doing a good job there. I don't talk to Andrew much either, but he sends our reports every week, and they're perfect because it's just a Slack message and I can just figure out what's going on. And then anytime I have an issue, you're pretty good at handling it. So overall, the experience has been pretty much a 10 out of 10. Like with any lead gen thing, there's ups and downs. Sometimes leads are slow, sometimes they're really hot. But overall, been pretty happy.
Sweet, Danny. That's all I got for you today. I appreciate you jumping on and kind of walking through your experience working with Otto and some of the awesome results we've gotten so far. We'll continue cranking it for you, and appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. I appreciate the work you guys are putting in.